Are Gen Z buying more Bibles? You may have seen reports that Bible sales have increased significantly, like 87% significantly. Christians obviously love stories like this and they waste no time at all repeating them. But are they guilty of sharing things without checking what is actually being said? See this example tweet from Justin Brierley, who has been beating the drum of Christian revival for the past few years and chasing every hint, desperately wishing it was a true sign. Ashbury 2023, anyone? Yes, everyone else has forgotten about it too, but I digress. See how Justin is excited about this increase in sales, apparently driven by Gen Z. Let's see what the article says. Notice how the article talks about the increase in terms of sales value. The amount of money spent and not sales volume. The article does not mention how many Bibles were sold, only how much was sent. This is suspicious. Maybe the sales volume isn't that impressive and the increase in money spent is down to price rises? Let's do some investigation. Notice how in the first paragraph it states that the publishers have credited Gen Z for this increase. Nowhere in this article is any extra information given, so we don't know why Gen Z are credited. We're just told that they are. Well, that may be true, but evidence-free claims don't impress me much. Moving on. The next paragraph says that 2019 to 2024 saw an increase in sales of 87%, but no word on sales numbers. No mention on how much Bibles have increased in price during that time. Seems that would be important information, because if the price of a Bible has doubled in those 5 years, then the sales volume has gone down. Let's see if we can find more information. It says here that the information is from Nielsen book data and reported by Christian publishers SPCK. Sadly, the Nielsen data is only available to subscribers, so I am unable to get access to that. But I did find this page giving news on Christian reporting. And it gives some additional information which seems appropriate and confirms my concerns. Note that religion grew 4% year on year from 2023 to 2024. Now this is only 1 year of sales, not 5 years, but it is still a long way off 87%. It also registers growth in the religion category, not just Bibles. So we need more information. What does the publisher SPCK say? They proudly shout about who has repeated the story, which itself is interesting. A couple of Christian outlets, Christianity Today and Premier. Then we have the usual hive of right-wing shittiness here. And then a couple of slightly less shitty but still right-biased news articles. That in itself tells its own story. Why are young people turning to the Bible? So they have an idea of the data and what it shows, do they? Well, not so fast. They reference a report here that shows that Gen Z are more likely to report as spiritual, and then they make the leap from that they must be the ones who are buying the Bibles. Yeah, when I say that Christians have a poor relationship with evidence, this is the sort of thing I mean. Come on, people, do better. Despite further attempts, I could not find anything that gave me reliable sales volume data for UK Bibles from 2019 to 2024. What I can do is find Bible prices for that period by checking Amazon price history and doing some maths. Thankfully, there is a helpful website where I can track historical prices for certain products on Amazon. The caveat being that these products must have been for sale for that period. Here is an example NIV Bible. We can see that the price in 2019 was £5 and it is now £8.27. We can assume these prices as average prices and then use those against the original sales figures and calculate an approximate volume. It goes like this. So there's the original sales figure divided by the original price in 2019, and we have a total approximated of 538,000 sales. We can then get the higher sales figure with the current price, and we get an approximate volume of 607,000. We can then do some additional maths with those numbers, and we get an estimated price increase of, an increase of sales volume of 12.8%. Oh, but that's nowhere near 87%. Okay, shall we try a different Bible? Here is a King James Version Bible. Not so popular in the UK, but we can still use it to give a base figure which we can use to compare against the one that we've just done. We can see that in 2019 the price moved a lot more, so I'll take the average one, a nice easy mathematics one here, of £10 per Bible. And the current price is £12.55, a lower difference, so it will come out at a higher percentage volume sales. So it'll be a good comparison. I love Wolfram Alpha. Any mathematical issues, I recommend Wolfram Alpha. So we have 269,000 sales there, and then with the higher figure we have 400,000. Okay, and if I run the maths on that one for the percentage increase, we get a volume increase of 48%, significantly higher, but still nowhere near 87.5%. So as always, be careful with the numbers, be careful of what's reported, pay attention to what isn't reported, because as we see, this shouting about of an 87% increase is not volume, it's value. That makes a big difference. And until next time, be reasonable.